Hi everyone, today I want to share a really fast card that I think is just lovely and so easy to recreate, and I love making it. I love using watercolor, and I'm going to show you an older version of it, and I'm going to make it again because we're just about to start Sale-a-Bration again. Sale-a-Bration runs July and August 2022, and this product is in the catalog for Sale-a-Bration. It's one of the offerings, free with a $50 purchase. So I wanted to highlight this cards and envelopes because they're so great and they're beautiful colors. And this is one I made with a past Sale-a-Bration cards and envelopes kit, and so I'm going to do it again using the current one. And I never showed this one, so I thought I would do it again with the updated. I found this in my card box as I was looking for ideas, and I never used it, so here we go. This one has soft sea foam. Look at how pretty. Soft sea foam and pool party. Some lawn care maintenance is going on next door just as I start my video. How does that always happen in the summer? Hopefully you can hear me. Okay, so that's the soft sea foam, and you can see a little leaf pattern in here, really nice. And then here is the pool party. Oops, I think I grabbed two. And we're going to use these two. And then, where's the envelope for pool party? I want to show you that. Are they all green? It could be that they're all green, because it goes together, and there's blue on the inside. Yeah. Okay, super pretty. I really like them. And you get 20 envelopes and 20 card bases free with a $50 purchase, so that's really a great value. Can't decide what color I want to do for this one. Maybe we'll do one of each. How about that? Okay, so for this card, all I did was cut a piece of watercolor paper 3 by 4. So I have two of those because I'm going to do 2 cards. And we're going to use our water painters. This is an old style one. Let me see if I've got my new one around here somewhere. I sometimes take it with me on the go, so it's probably in my travel bag. I love to watercolor. Yep, it's in my travel bag. We'll use the old one. Okay. Is this another? That's another old one. I love these things. I have them everywhere. We're going to use the colors in the card bases. So that's soft sea foam and pool party. Okay, now I'm going to use my re-inkers to add a little bit of ink to the inside. Actually, for this one, this is an older style ink pad, so it looks a little different, and you can squeeze your ink pad to get some color onto the lid. Now, if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to squeeze your ink pads, I understand. And if you don't want a mess of an ink pad, I get that too. You can make yourself a little palette by taking a block and just pressing it down into the ink pad and then paint right from there. I like to just take my, if you don't have re-inkers, that's a way to do it too. I like to use the re-inkers, and I'll just take a couple little drops and put them in my lid and work from there. Okay, so all we're going to do is take our water painters and just get them, make sure that they're wet. Now you can pre-wet the card if you want. Get it a little bit already, paper a little damp. You don't want giant puddles, but if you get it a little bit damp, that'll sometimes help with the flow of the ink as you add it. So I got it a little bit damp. There's no pools of water, but hopefully you can see the shine. It's damp. And then I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that ink. I might want to add a little bit of water. And I'm going to just let it go here at the bottom. So nice because this is so easy. There's no right or wrong. You're just going to let it flow. Wetting the card stock first, the watercolor paper first, also helps. Sometimes the ink, it's a little different than watercolor. It doesn't work exactly the same as watercolor paint, so this is going to help it from getting any of the I don't know if you've ever done it before, but if you go right on dry, you might get an area that just, the ink, the dye-based ink just absorbs into the paper, and you've got this area that just doesn't want to blend out, so it's like a dark spot. Okay, so now I'm going to turn them over because I like to work from the bottom. And I'm going to do the pool party. Let's get some of that ink off and pick up pool party. And just do the same thing. There we go. Now you can go darker if you want. You can add another layer. Now my cat's trying to get in. It's not a good time of day apparently for me to be doing this. Summertime is hard to film videos. I've got kids trying to get my attention and lawn work going on, and my cat apparently now wants to get in. Okay. So you can make it darker like I said, and maybe I will add some re-inker to my lid. To make it even darker. So there you go, there's your colors. That was super easy, right? All right, so that is my background. And then I pulled out, you can look through your stamp sets and see what kind of things you have. And I don't really need the images here. What I was looking at were the dies. So I looked for an open flower. And there's several of them in the catalog. You can find several different open flower design backgrounds. I think there's one called Summer Shadow, and there's a really pretty newer one. I think it's Hollyhocks or something. But I like to open my catalog to the back and just flip through, because I know what I have. You can even write in there what you have. And just kind of see where are the open flowers, like artistic dies. Those would be beautiful. This corner die would be lovely too. That's new. Artisan Editions. I don't have that one. Now I don't have this one. This one would be good too. So you can kind of look through your dies and see if you have an open flower design, because we're going to use vellum to cut that out, and I spotted this one right away and I really liked it because not only is there an open flower design, but there's also some solids, and I wanted to do those as well. So kind of look through here, see what you have. Here's the one I was thinking of too. This was going to be my second choice. I really like this one a lot. Summer Shadows, and you've got some open flowers and also some closed. And I love this little one here, and I like the leaf. So look through what you have. That part's not super important. Here's the new one I was thinking of. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Layering Hollyhocks. I was thinking of that one too. That one's a good one. Oh, Cottage Flowers. There's a lot of good ones actually. So see what you have. I like Flowers of Home for this type of technique also. Okay, so I picked the hand pen petals, and this is called penned flowers, and I grabbed the open flower design and then a couple full flower and a leaf, and I'm just going to pick the colors right out of there. I notice I'm getting some little blooms here because it was extra wet at the bottom. That doesn't really bother me, but I thought I might as well smooth it out. Okay, put those aside. You can zap them with your heat tool real quick if you want it to dry faster. So now I'm going to cut out. So I've got some vellum. And I'll cut this. See if that fits. I'm trying to use scraps. I think that'll fit. I'll fast forward as I cut the pieces. Okay, so I've got my pieces, and then I need a sentiment. So I thought I would grab that thanks from the hand-penned petals. I always give these thank you cards, so let's go ahead and do that. And I'm grabbing a scrap here. This is Blushing Bride. So I'm going to just stamp it twice and hope that both of those will fit. I think they will. And here I'm just going to quickly emboss them in white. See if I have a scrap somewhere. Sometimes I get scraps in my embossing powder because I'm not the tidiest crafter, and I think I have a little scrap in my A. We'll see how that turns out.
Got a little something in my A, so I'm going to do that again. But I'll punch this one out first. I'm using one of our punches. And I forget the name of this one. I will look it up when I do the editing and throw it in the captions. There we go. I'm going to do this one over. Flip it upside down.
Okay, now I love embossed sentiments, but sometimes they don't show up as much as we wish they would, right? Especially when you're using white on a lighter color. Like this would be really show up great on a darker cardstock, but I really wanted this lighter because my whole card is kind of light. So one way that I have found to make them stand up a little more is to somehow highlight them. And if I'm using a chunky word, I sometimes add like a drop shadow with a marker, and I have a whole nother video on that. But this time, this is a very fine line sentiment, so I can't do that so well. So I'm going to make sure this doesn't have any more blue on it. Okay, and then I'm going to pick up Blushing Bright. It's the same color as the cardstock, and I'm just going to go over, and this is going to be okay because we're using this watercolor wash background, so it's going to be kind of fun to have just a wash behind the word. And see, it just shows up. Now it's wet, so wet cardstock is going to be darker anyway, but some of that pigment will stay, and that will make the word show up, my thanks, even more. Just wanted to get a little more pigment in there. Dye, it's not pigment. I keep saying that because I was painting earlier and that my mind is still in that. This is dye-based ink. Alright. So there we go. I've picked up some more color and I'm doing the background. And that's just a fun little way to make that stand out even more. Okay. Now we're just going to assemble. So this is our pool party background. And I think I like green on the bottom. So what we're going to do, I'm going to just take a little bit of adhesive and just put a little tiny bit in the background here. Now I forgot to take my die and make sure I got all the little insides cut out. So I love that it's an outline die, you know, it just has the outline of the flower. So I need to get that all situated. Okay, good. And then I'm just going to place it down. I only wanted the adhesive in the middle. I like that it's kind of standing up. Then you can see a shadow behind, and it just, you can see that it's like separate and soft. So I don't want the adhesive all the way behind. So I just put a tiny bit right there. Let's do this one as well. Stick it down. Okay, now I'm going to put down my sentiments, and I'm going to use dimensionals so that they stand up a little bit. And I'm going to make them slightly offside. I'm going to have them hang over a little bit on the right here. Okay, and then we're going to put down our little extra flowers here. All right, I'm going to use liquid adhesive, and I'm going to just add some glue to kind of the bigger areas, and I'm going to tuck it behind. Now, because this is sticking up, I do want it to make contact, so I'm going to just lay my block there for a second. And here's the single flower. And the leaf. Just a second will do it. Now if you want to further embellish, we can look at some gems. It's always fun. Okay, now I'm going to grab some gems. I have a ton of gems to choose from. I think I'll just grab these. They show off the colors nicely. These are iridescent rhinestone basic jewels, and they kind of show off the colors. They really pick up that blushing bride color, but then in the light they give you that kind of soft sea foam, so this is a good choice. I'm just going to put a few of those down. And there we have it, a really simple but pretty thank you card. So quick with these bases. So during Sale-a-Bration, remember you get to choose different products when you make a $50 purchase, and this is just one of the choices that you'll be able to see on the catalog, and all the choices will be up on my blog starting July and through December. And there are stamps, papers, and then these envelopes, even some dies. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.